When Adolf Hitler struck east in 1941 and took on the vast forces of the Soviet Union, the German arms industry was stretched to breaking point. So on February the 8th, 1942, Albert Speer was plunged into Hitler's war. Hitler appointed him Minister of Armaments. That put him at the very center of the German war effort. He found himself in control of vast swathes of industry and millions of conscripted workers. This political role close to the Führer would have been guilt enough, but it was the methods Albert Speer employed that were most incriminating. His most heinous crime: he had kept the German war machine working through the use of slave labor. Speer had realized that with so many men away at the front, he had a major problem: an acute shortage of manpower. Unlike in Russia, Britain, or America, German women were never widely mobilized to work in factories. So he turned for help to an old acquaintance, Fritz Sauckel, Germany's Minister of Labor. Sauckel responded by drafting in millions of people from the territories that Germany had conquered to keep Speer's war effort on track. They were slave workers. Forced to live in squalid conditions, half-starved and worked to death, these laborers died in massive numbers, as Ted Misovich, a former internee, explains.
It was exhausting, it was debilitating and all the other things, even denigrating and so on, poorly fed. Food was very bad, inadequate, but it was in accordance with German philosophy that provided you last 6 months, you're expendable because they'll bring some more people to work. Eventually, you could see them walking, skeletons, just pure skeletons, Walking, and if they fell down, they stayed down, they wouldn't get up.
They could be worked to death, literally. I mean, you didn't have to worry about them, you didn't have to provide anything. They just slept where they could on the ground in these terrible underground factories.
It seems that Speer hadn't cared where the workers came from or how appallingly they were treated. All that mattered was keeping Hitler's war machine going. So as he awaited his fate in Flensburg, Speer knew the hangman's noose was near. The war crimes investigators were closing in. But as the war drew to a close, there was another man who was also after Speer. And he didn't want to hang him. He wanted Speer's help, and he was desperate to get to him before he could be put on trial. Paul Nitzer was an economist and banker based in London. But he wasn't working for war crimes investigators. He was employed by a curious agency called the United States Strategic Bombing Survey. Known as the USSBS, it was an amalgam of both military and civilian personnel.